Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the OUA Basketball Show. My name's Griffin Porter. It is great to have you here once again. We got a great show for you, so let's get right into it. We'll start on the men's side with a shout out to one of our OUA athletes of the week, Keon Baker of Ontario Tech. Baker scored 52 points across two Ridgebacks wins over Laurier and Waterloo this weekend. They're now up to 4-5 on the season. Great to see them getting their feet back under them as they started the season a little slow after their great playoff run last year. Also, some results that I noticed on that men's side. Queens also picking up a pair of wins this weekend, also over Laurier and Waterloo, funnily enough. Friend of the show, Ollie Engen, with two strong scoring games in those ones. Elsewhere in the province, Brock picked up wins against the Griffins and the Lions, while Carleton beat Ottawa by 19 points in a statement win for the Carleton men. Always a headline when those two teams match up. Ravens now sit at 7-1 on the season. Shout out to Marjock Okado, who had 25 points on 26 shots in that one. Just a volume scoring game for Okado. Over on the women's side, we should also shout out Guelph's Hannah Bourdon, who was also crowned an OUA Athlete of the Week. Great week for the basketball players. She scored 16 points in the fourth quarter alone of Guelph's win over Brock. It was one of the most incredible clutch performances you will ever see. Make sure you go back and watch that fourth quarter if you haven't already. It was spectacular. Other results that caught my eye, Carleton and Ottawa playing an instant classic on that women's side. The Ravens win it by 1 point. The Windsor Lancers just keep winning as they picked up a big victory over the Western Mustangs. 5 different Lancers scoring in double figures on that one. They continue to win with team basketball. TMU Bold have a strong defensive showing against the Algoma Thunderbirds as they held Algoma to just 27 points in their win. Everything's going great so far for the TMU Bold, who are currently undefeated on the season. And here to talk about it is this week's guest. My guest today is one of the brand new stars who is making her mark on the OUA so far this season, Myriam Kone of the TMU Bold. Myriam, thank you so much for coming on the OUA Basketball Show.
Of course. It's my pleasure.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you. First of all, welcome to Ontario. I know that's a little late. You've been here for a little bit now, but for those who aren't familiar, you were a star player at the University of Calgary for the first 3 years of your career, and now you have made the switch over to the OUA and to the TMU Bold, and so far everything's going pretty well. First of all, I guess just can you talk through a little bit about what this transition has been like for you so far, adapting to a new conference and a new school?
Yeah, I think definitely it helped moving here earlier in August just to get used to like what it would be like living downtown, making sure I was moving to an apartment and then um, getting to like meet some of my teammates, going to like the workouts that weren't like officially like because we weren't officially training yet until the end of like August. So it's good to like meet them, hang out with them, build some chemistry and then Um, yeah, I think it's been really good. I'm really liking it. Obviously, at times it's different. Living downtown, it's a lot louder. Um, but I think it's fun and there's so much to explore. And I think TMU is such a great school for me. I'm studying psychology here, and I really like that. Like, I do want to be a sports psychologist.
Oh.
So I think that's just like great. And I think just our team together, like we're a really good group and we all really like each other and play hard for each other. And I think that's why right now we're like 8-0. Um, and yeah, like it's just been a good fit and they've welcomed me and have made me feel like this is my new home since I'm away from home. And yeah, and I think Carly's done a great job of that too. And like I said, mixing my play style with hers and just, I'm an extension of her out there. So, like, her and I are pretty close and we pretty much see things kind of the same way, which is good. And if not, like, I'll ask her, she'll challenge me, and I really like that. Yeah.
That's great. Well, that was a great answer. You touched on so many of the topics that I want to touch on there, but I didn't know you're studying to be a sports psychologist. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I talked to Kiara Letlow a couple weeks ago, and so I'm checking off all the new star players in the OUA one by one. And I
Yeah.
asked her about sort of arriving on a new team and trying to find your fit in the locker room and as a leader on the team, especially as you're now in your fourth year. And you're studying psychology, so I guess I'll ask
Mm.
you as well. What is that difficult to try and find your space in an established locker room, especially one that's had so much success like TMU has?
Yeah, I think even just like the process of looking for other new schools and like going on visits, like yes, I'd be coming in, playing a lot of minutes, but it's also like how can I also, you know, um, how can I say this? Like get along with the group and like kind of um I'm thinking about it, I just can't put it to words right now. Like more
That's okay.
so doing the little things to like
Right.
earn their respect and to show them like I'm consistent, like whether it's even just hey like let's go grab a cup of coffee, let's this like getting to know them as well, like who they are outside of basketball and then within basketball too, like I know that I am a leader and sometimes it can feel weird because it's like I'm on a new team, it's not like I've been here for a lot of years, so it's like sometimes I feel like I thought at the beginning, oh maybe I'm not deserving of it or like I may not like you know but I think they've also done a great job of also being like, yeah, like we want you as our leader, and like I've also done a great job stepping up and just like I said, being consistent and just like bringing a lot of energy and just I don't know. I feel like I have my own little connection with everybody on the team, and it just is different to like what I could have with like I don't know Reese and Kate and like other so I kind of like that how it's just I don't know. It's been really fun, and I think we're all kind of similar. Even though, like, I feel like sports is the only atmosphere that'll bring you like you're within like a group of like people that you didn't choose to be with.
Yeah,
But it's like
yeah.
at the end of the day, like you come together and like you find like things that you're similar to. And I think all these exercises that we did at the beginning, just like getting to know each other on a deeper level, like what we're really about, and like I think that even helped us connect even more and just I guess we're always together, so it's like you're gonna have to talk somehow. But I don't know, I'm just really liking like I said, my connection with everybody and it's just so special and I really just love this group and I love how hard that I don't know, like we could be down, we could not be having a great game, but it's like at the end of the day we're gonna come together and figure things out and even if at the end of the day it may not end with the win, it's just like we still stay together and like be like, yeah, I could have done this better, we could have done this better. Let's try and work things out, and we go to practice and we work even harder. And even to Coach Carly, like she just is like relentless. She's just coming in, challenging us, taking every game seriously. Because like this is like every game is important because it's your ability to get better at something that you're not really great at already. um, I guess I'm going on like a little ramble, but
No, that's
that's
okay.
kind
This
of
is fantastic. This is really
yeah.
interesting.
And I think studying sports psychology, like I think mental aspect of the game is so important, especially me. Like I've struggled with it at times,
Of course, yeah.
so I think it's just really cool to get that. I don't know, to help people that were like are in my shoes or whatever it is to get out of it. And yeah, I ended up watching this show. I think it's like this tennis show on Netflix about
Okay.
um like I love the game of tennis. Like it's like a really I think by yourself, like it's really mental. You're out there for
Yeah.
3 hours. And so it films and it talks about like what it's like, I don't know, Novak Djokovic, how does he stay so mentally grounded and it's like doesn't have any much dips or like other players what they go through and like I don't know, it's just really interesting. Like you could really be so good but have an inner battle with yourself and it like stops you from like being even better essentially. So
Totally. That's
yeah.
fascinating. Thank you so much for that thoughtful answer.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to set up like office hours for all your teammates soon. They can all come in and just talk to you about what's been bothering them, and you can help
Yeah,
them out.
I think I've earned the trustworthy, like, and that's why.
Of course, on the court, everything is going pretty smoothly so far. Over at TMU, you guys are undefeated. You personally are averaging a career high in points so far. I know we're only a few, well, now we're like 8 games into the season, but still feels like we're just getting started. Um, how would you describe just sort of on the court how everything's been clicking for you as you adjust to a new style of basketball here in the OUA? And have you been enjoying OUA basketball so far as compared to Can West?
Yeah, I think I've definitely been enjoying it because it's like it's different in the sense that in Can West, we're going to a weekend, we're playing the same team twice,
Right.
you know? And here it's like you're not playing the same team twice. So at the beginning, I was like, this feels like I barely know who these people are.
Right.
Not that we didn't do scouting well, like we do scout very well, but it's just like in Can West because you're playing this person or this team twice, you know your matchup, you know what you're gonna get,
Yeah.
like by my third year, by my second year, it's like I know exactly who this person is. I've watched them so many times because we're prepping just for this one team this entire week versus
Hmm.
like here, it's like you're prepping for two teams, which is like it's different, but it's also fun. It's also like challenging it, and it's like also you're having within the who you're playing, we're focusing on more things like I don't know, maybe attacking certain players. Basketball wise, I think I don't know. I feel like I've learned a lot of basketball at U Calgary.
Yeah.
Grew like a high IQ, I would say, and just like reading the game. Still getting better at it, obviously, but um I think it's just been fun. Like I feel like I've just been learning, like even learning how my teammates are, like what they want from me, like how do I put them in the best positions. That's always like what I'm thinking about. And even let's say like I just didn't make a nice read, I'm gonna think like, hey, maybe next time like I can do this better to help you. I just want to help them like shine out there, and they also want to do that for me, which just really helps us. And I think like our offense is pretty like I think pretty simple. It's just about like making reads at the end of the day in basketball. Like, and I really like just the different things we could put out there and how like everybody can go and score. Like you don't know on any night anybody can have like 20 points. So it's just really exciting to see, and um, also playing with one of the best rebounders in the country as well is just really fun because it's like we get so many second chance opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. Um, and just at the beginning, yeah, sure, it was kind of like I'm still like adapting. Maybe I'm making passes, but it's like some people are like not thinking I'm gonna make that pass. So it's just some adjusting, and then as we start playing, it's just start clicking. And I mean, now like it's just so easy, and still sometimes we're still talking and like adjusting on different things. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it's
Well,
been.
you guys are certainly making it look easy, Miriam. It is so fun. I think I speak for all Bold fans for sure to have you here in the OUA, and for anyone who's a fan of OUA basketball. It's been so fun to
Yeah,
get to watch you this season and now to get to know you a little bit. So I really appreciate your time. We're
of
squeezing
course.
this in on Friday morning, so I know you got to get to the gym soon. But big game tonight. But thank you so much for coming on the OUA basketball show.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me, and thank you for also squeezing me in your time.
Oh, please, thank you. Big thank you again to Miriam, and that is going to do it for this week's show. If you can believe it, we are heading into our last weekend of 2025. So let's get into our games to watch for this final weekend. For the women's side, I'm going to be looking at the Ottawa Gee-Gees against the Windsor Lancers. Obviously, we know that Ottawa is a historically strong program, but right now, this year, Windsor has the better record. The Gee-Gees have to travel a long way for this one. I think this is a chance to be a real statement win for Windsor. If they can pull it off, it's going to be a great game either way. So make sure you tune into that. Over on the men's side, the schedule makers have given us another great gift heading into the holidays, with Carleton also having to make a long trip out to London to play the Western Mustangs, maybe the two best teams in the OUA going head-to-head on one of the last days of this early semester. So keep an eye on that one. It is going to be a fantastic basketball game. Thank you all so much for watching. My name's Griffin Porter. We will see you next week. We got one more episode for you before the break, and we'll see you next Friday. Have a good one.